Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 1 of Matters with Maddison. Today, I'm going to be chatting all things body image, how we feel in our bodies. I think that this is something that men and women really struggle with. Over the years of coaching, I have maintained a pretty consistent split of 50-50 men and women, and this is something that I find men and women both struggle with, is how we feel in our bodies, how we exist in our bodies, where we're at with our bodies. And one thing I find is so common for people as we're working towards our goals, and I preface this that we live in a society where we see kind of both ends of the spectrum. We see some people sitting on one end where we should just be happy with how our bodies are, and wanting to change them is almost shamed. And then we see people on the other side of the spectrum where there's so much body shaming because you should want to be different, you should want everything that's different to be better in progress, and you should be so unhappy with where you are now. And we hear words like disgusted and things like that, and those words always just hurt. It feels like salt in a wound when I hear those things. I would say I approach this from a much different perspective of the body that we're in today is your goal body. The body that you exist in today is the goal body that you're working towards, because it's going to be the same body. Even though it's going to look different, you will still be in the same body. And it's so important that when we're working towards our goals, that we love our bodies to get there, because we can't hate ourselves into our goals. We can't hate ourselves through our progress. We can't hate ourselves through our journey. Because if we do, we get there and we don't feel better about our body. That goal body that we were so excited to work towards doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like home. It doesn't feel like this exciting place to be. It still feels like a place that we hate. So if we don't learn to love our bodies at the beginning of our journey, it doesn't feel any different when we get to our goals. And hearing that is one thing, but then actually feeling any different in our body, it's really tough to put that into practice, because how do you look in the mirror and go, I don't like where I'm at right now. How do I learn to love this place that I'm not happy with? And the biggest thing that I do with clients is we start talking about the things that our bodies do for us. And this is something that I have found to be really successful with almost all the clients that I've worked with. And so any past clients will know this, is starting to write down and name the things that our body does for us. And I had a conversation with a girlfriend about this the other day. The body that we're in right now, my body right now, this is the body that hikes me to the tops of mountains. It carries me on my best adventures. It's carried me through my toughest seasons of life, my hardest seasons of life. It got me through my miscarriages, through my divorces. It's carried me through my deepest, darkest times. It never let me down. It did everything that I needed it to. It took care of me when I didn't give it enough food, water, sleep. I restricted everything. It still did everything that I needed it to. So I'm so grateful for everything that it does, because I really did treat it like a dumpster fire in my early 20s. I'm in my 30s now, and I feel so differently about my body, and I treat my body so differently now. But when I think back to my early 20s, oh my gosh, I expected my body to hike every weekend, and I wouldn't eat during the week, and I was barely sleeping, and I was working full-time and going to school full-time, and I was expecting my body to show up and never miss a step, and it never did. So when we can start to view our bodies differently, and we can start to appreciate the things that they do for us in all of our seasons of life, it makes it a little easier to look at our bodies and go, you know what? Okay, I might want to change a few things. I might want to be a little bit leaner. I might want to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe I want to build some muscle. But gosh, I'm so glad that it's done everything I needed it to for the last X amount of years. And I'm so excited to see where I can get myself to. Because loving your body today doesn't mean that you don't want progress. And I think that's the biggest piece that we seem to miss, is we see both sides of the spectrum, but there really isn't much space in the world where people can sit and say, hey, you know what? I love my body and I love everything that it does for me, but I still have goals that I want to work towards. And maybe it's losing some weight, or maybe it's building some muscle, or maybe it's just developing new routines. Or hey, girl, maybe you want to build the roundest glutes. Or for the guys, maybe you want some pop and biceps, whatever it is. Those goals are okay to have. It's okay to have those things. In fact, it's really important that we have those things. And we see this so often with progress that we keep moving the goalpost, because as we work towards our goals and we get close, we want to set new goals, which is so important. It's important that we acknowledge how far we've come, though, because if we don't at some point say, hey, you know what, when I started, I wanted to just lose weight, but now I want to build muscle. My goals have changed. We don't give ourselves credit for everything that we're doing, and we don't give our bodies credit for everything that they're doing. Because our bodies show up every day. They show up at every workout. They push through every workout. They do everything that we need, yet we still look in the mirror at the end of the day and are so mean to ourselves. So the moment that we can just start kind of rewriting that a little bit, retraining your brain to look at your body in a different light and be a little kinder to yourself, it helps us appreciate our bodies for what they are. It makes us want to go to the gym, to build new strength, to push ourselves. It makes us look forward to everything that our body's capable of doing instead of punishing our bodies for the things that we're disappointed in. When we're trying to make any sort of progress in life, it's not sustainable to be angry and disappointed and negative the whole time. If we're trying to work towards our goals and we are punishing ourselves in the gym because we're disappointed in what we ate, it's not sustainable. When you go to the gym and you celebrate the strength that your body has and you're excited to see what you can do in the gym, and then you eat to fuel your body, to power your life, to fuel your adventures, all the things that you do. That's why it's so important to have goals that aren't just aesthetic goals. Because if we're just chasing a look, it's not functional. There's nothing exciting that we're doing with it. But it's really important that we set goals of, hey, I want to lose some weight so that I can hike this mountain, or so that I can go paddleboarding, or so I can keep up with my kids or my grandkids or whatever it is, so that I can join a baseball team or whatever it is. It's so important that we have those regular life goals as well, those functional fitness goals, because that's what fuels us. That's what keeps us going. When we can actually put our strength into practice and we can push ourselves and go, hey, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that, but I did, and I crushed it. Those are the moments that we're like, hey, this whole going to the gym thing might be worth it. This whole like eating healthy thing, I think I can get behind this. It makes it worth it, and it makes it rewarding for us because we actually get to see our bodies perform differently. We get to feel different. We get to feel better, more energy. We're more excited. We're more alive. Life feels more vibrant. But if we're just pushing ourselves and it's coming from a place of being unkind to ourselves or trying to show up as the smallest version of ourselves, there's no vibrance in that. We never get to a place where we're so small that life is better. Taking up less space in the world doesn't make us happier. It doesn't make us worth more, it doesn't make us more valuable. Being the strongest version of yourself, the most confident version of yourself, the most capable version of yourself, that's when life gets better. Because now you can live your life without second guessing, without hesitation. Whether you want to go skydiving or you want to take up a new sport or you want to sign up for a race, or no matter what you want to do, you know that you have the strength to do it. And that's where health and wellness goals really come into play, and it's not sustainable if we don't have something that we're working towards that's tangible for us. Because the number on the scale doesn't make life any better for us. But having the strength to do things without second guessing and really live life in a way that you get to say yes to things, that really is where your life is going to change. That does bring happiness to us. That does bring confidence to us. But we can't hate ourselves there. We have to celebrate our success on the way there. We have to love our bodies to get there. Because the body that you're in today is the same body that you'll get to when you get to your goals. It's the exact same body that you walk in. Your clothes will fit differently, but your body will be the same. This is a conversation that I have with almost all of my new clients when they start, and this is a conversation that I think it's always been something that I've wanted to put into words more and share online, but it's something that I've never been able to fit into kind of those 1-minute Instagram stories or into a TikTok video. So I'm so happy that I kind of have a space now where I can share these things, because when it comes to our goals, the most common question that I get from people is, how do you stay motivated and how do you maintain your progress? And the biggest thing is about setting goals the right way and enjoying the process, being proud of yourself in the process. So I'm so excited to share more of these little tidbits with you. I'm so excited to share more of kind of my behind the scenes life as well with you guys. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. Please let me know what you guys want to know more about in the comments. I am so excited to jump into this journey with you, and thank you so much for tuning in.